Yeah, no, I was thinking about this. I've hit record. Um, I'm like, this
Huh.
is one of the most nerve-wracking things I can think that we've done in years. Like
Yeah, definitely.
like coming into recordings and having having to do improv for like 2 hours at a time is it's like whatever. Putting ourselves out on the onto the internet with our long form improv comedy tabletop shenanigans, whatever. That's a walk in the park. This, I'm like, oh my god.
It's like, I think, not to say that we didn't put more effort into the show, because there's so much effort from all sides. But this is like, I don't know, concentrated effort, nothing but like direct thought and just, I don't even know. This was like, not that it's like anything insane right now, but this is still, I don't know, one of the coolest things I think we've done. I'm so proud of this, and this is just what, the demo?
Yeah. So here's a little bit of context, especially for audio listeners, is that right now up on the screen are four people. Two of them are fairly recognizable as Atticus and Anderson, but there's two others that are not. One of them is floating. And this is what we've just been, talking about for the last 90 seconds or so. This is Beth, do you want to say what this is?
This is a game. We're making a game. Kind of like a visual novel, I guess, exactly like a visual novel. And it's called Span of
Wait, hang
Secrets.
on, wait.
Oh, I didn't actually say that.
Can you say it
Just
again?
bleep that out. Yeah, this is the Span of Secrets.
Ta da 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 da.
Wow!
Yeah, isn't that
Oh, that
cool?
looks so good. Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so this is the Span of Secrets. This is our announcement for it. It is, to Beth's point, it's a visual novel slash adventure game. Do you want to? I'm like, this is a Beth project. I want to be crystal clear. I'm helping out. I'm developing this. But Beth pitched this idea to me well over a year ago. Maybe 5 or 6 months ago, we settled on we should make it a game. And in the last like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, we have uh collected our efforts and put a little a little demonstration together for you. Do you want to talk about, I don't know. I don't know how much we want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to get into the meat and potatoes of it, because that's ideally for the game. So this is sort of like an exploration of the Rivers family as a whole, with the idea, being the span of secrets, the span of what happens when a curse goes unspoken for however long. And that's really what we chose to kind of dive into in this.
Yeah, so there's so much that's going into this. We're still very early in development. This is sort of like a vertical slice of what you can kind of expect. And so just a few key points that I want to touch on, which is I'm sure if you're a gamer, you have been disappointed with a release date before. I know I certainly have. And I want to be mindful of setting expectations that we can't keep or are unreasonable. So I will just say that we're currently targeting to have this out around the same time as the end of season 3. Is that going to be realistic? I think so, but life has a way of lifing. This is a project that will be worked on independently of both our day to day lives and the podcast itself, because we're not changing the release schedule of the show. So
No.
sometimes life just gets in the way. I want to be very mindful of that. We would love to have this out around the end of season 3 for you all. That's currently what we're targeting. Um, the other thing that Beth and I talked about, and I actually don't know if we talked about this recently or if you remember this, Beth,
Mm.
but so for one of the deliverables that we want to do, of course, we want to put out the game. But if you don't want to, for whatever reason, download it, oh, it's going to be free, by the way. That's probably something important to mention. This is going to be released as a free demo or free release on itch.io when it's complete.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get this. Accompanying it, while we're not planning on incorporating a full voiceover, we were planning on doing a looser playthrough, I guess you would say, with our full voice acting. That will be released alongside the game, probably in pieces. It's probably going to be like normal podcast length episodes, but it's just going to be the Span of Secrets. So there's going to be a ton of ways to enjoy this. I'm really excited. Beth has poured a ton of work. Everything you see on the screen, if you're looking at this right now, was drawn by Beth. So it's phenomenal. I'm so excited for this. And we do have a scene prepared for you today that we're going to do. So, without further ado, please enjoy the first look, the first scene, not in the game, just the first scene that we're showing off. The first scene that we're showing off from the Span of Secrets. Atticus's voice dies in her throat as she notices a man shuffling much farther down the hall, heading deeper into what looks like an intersection. To her horror, this man seems uncomfortably familiar. Variety flavors of terrible people from her past flash through her mind as her eyes try to make out any discernible traits. The man skulks forward, half limping, half dragging his feet with apparent disdain. That miserable jaunt, his peppery black hair, and wait, was that?
Is that Anderson?
Anderson's head lolls her way, and for a brief moment, a quiet flash of joy before recognition strikes, and he settles on quiet rage. Sammy, of course you're here too. He doesn't bother to try and hide his anger, but he does stop in the long hallway.
No, Anderson, it's
She runs over in disbelief.
me.
Stay away from me. Just stay back. You've done plenty already. What the hell is this place? You need to let me out now.
No, Anders,
Anderson pulls back with a hiss, nose curled with disgust and eyes flashing with hatred. Don't you dare call me that! Atticus reflexively flinches at the vitriol, but relaxes and puts her hands on her hips.
Anderson, just listen to me for 1 second.
We are well past that. I tried to talk. I even tried to listen. Unless you're prepared to vacate my sister and leave my family alone, I'm through with this, and I am well beyond through with you. Atticus jabs a finger into his side with an annoyed look on her face. Anderson squeals in shock, turning quickly into surprise and laughter. What the?
Fucking psychic twin brother you are. God, you can't even tell when I'm actively possessed and when I'm not.
Atticus?
Yes, it's me. I don't know what happened to Sammy, but it's actually just me.
Anderson's face crumples with disbelief as he crushes his sister with a hug. Addie, oh my god, I thought I'd lost you. What the hell are you doing? She squeezes him back, laughing with tears in her eyes.
I'm having the absolute worst time of my life, you stupid goober.
So what? Is it over? That whole freak possession nightmare?
I don't know. I just woke up here and I was me again. I'm pretty sure we're not in a mindscape. At least, like, not in my mindscape.
Well, are you okay? You definitely weren't okay earlier, and you probably shouldn't be walking around right now.
I'm weirdly fine. No pain. I'm not even bleeding anymore. It's like for all that bullshit Sammy pulled, I'm pretty sure they also healed me. Or, well, maybe I'm dead?
Are we dead? This place does suck.
Well, yeah, we might be dead.
Well, why do you think we're dead? She points back a few paces at a younger man standing next to a teenager. The man bears the trademark Rivers white hair with an eccentric, if not somewhat dopey, disposition. He waves at them with a blank stare. As for the teen, Anderson stares for a moment in disbelief at what he's sure is the exact same kid he just left behind a few moments ago. As a notable difference, he now appears to be levitating ever so slightly off the ground.
So I'm pretty sure that's our dead father back there next to some kid. He wouldn't tell me his name.
Anderson squints deeper at the man as he grimaces. Ugh, yeah, that does kind of look like him, doesn't it? Atticus responds with the same disgusted look.
I'm pretty sure it is him. That's the problem. But he also thinks it's 1998 and took meeting me at 32 surprisingly well. Pretty sure he's either stupid or he doesn't think any of this is real. From what I learned from his diary, it's probably both. Either you twos knows where the nearest blockbuster is. I can't afford a third finder with my Flex Files movies.
Well, you would know him better than I do. I couldn't read his awful journal in the first place.
What are you talking about? It was perfectly legible. It's just written in cursive. They taught us how to write in cursive for the first couple of years in school.
And do they teach it anymore? No, they don't, for good reason.
What's the good reason?
It's hard to read.
Your only reason?
And it's hard to write. Clearly, print is the superior font. Both of my kids will grow up with only print. It's good for them. I double check with Boo's teachers every year. Atticus rolls her eyes as her brother starts getting lost on a tangent.
Oh, I see. Yes, yes, of course. It's all making sense now. You should have been an educator, Anderson. I think it was your calling.
All right, that's enough out of you, sassy pants. Let's figure out where we are and how we're going to get out.
Okay, well, first of all, let's introduce you to dear old dad and this random sweaty teenager. Wait, what? Why are you by yourself? Did you wake up here with anyone else?
I did. I'm pretty sure I left that same kid back with the other guy we woke up with. Really quiet, possibly mute.
No. No, definitely not. Maybe you need your ears checked.
No, that's 100% the same kid. Hey, bud! Hey, you kid! The alleged doppelganger points to himself with a confused expression. Yeah, what the heck are you doing out here? I told you to stay with Tall, Dark, and Pissy. Sir, I have never met you a day in my life. The twins' father suddenly roars as he shakes his fist in the air.
Stop yelling at the boy! You're gonna frighten it!
Duke shoots the kid a thumbs up, and the teen returns it with an increasingly perplexed expression. The twins whisper as they walk closer to the other pair.
See what I mean?
I do see what you mean.
So tell me, Eddie. Call me Atticus. Is that there that brother of yours yous tells me about? Duke, Anderson, Duke.
Anderson looks with disgust as his father extends his hand. Duke, with a silent Y, continues to hold his hand out unreciprocated.
Nice to see you again, son. Last time I saw you, you were shitting those britches. And look at you walking now. When'd that happen? Are you still pooping yourself?
What? Well, no. Duke nods knowingly.
It runs in the family. Your mother. Ooh.
Anderson throws his head in his hands before he can continue. Stop right there. I don't want to hear a single word about. I need the next thing out of your mouth to be coherent and helpful, if that's even possible.
Seconded. Tough crowd, huh? Well, that's fine. None of this is real after all. Though I'm not sure if this is my dream or someone else's. Why would you be in someone else's dream?
Why would I be fully conscious in your dream?
Well, this would be my first dream without Joe Burt. He's usually always around here somewhere, and I can't smell his dream cologne, so it must not be my dream.
Atticus's expression visibly darkens.
Don't you ever dream about Mom?
She practically spits the words. Sorry, who's Jobert?
Why would I? I see her enough in my day-to-day. I don't need to dream about her too.
And I've had about enough of this. We need to focus on getting out. Now, kid. The kid points to himself. Yes, I'm talking to you, Pimples. I need you to do me a massive favor, and also to actually listen to me this time. Did you seriously just call me Pimples? And who's Jobert? I'm not sure when you found your voice, by the way, but it would have been helpful an hour ago. Where did you see me last again? Hey, Greasy! No time for that. This is of the utmost importance. My name is not Greasy or Pimples. The child glances uncomfortably at Atticus. Scott. Scott? Your name is Scott? Yeah, but with a U. All right, Scott. Have you ever heard about load bearing support beams? That's about to be you, my friend. Scott stares with ever increasing frustration. Okay, what do you need me to do? I need you to stay here. Just stay here? Yeah, don't move. How is standing here an important job? Do me another favor and go back to being helpful and quiet. That was much better. Don't talk about me like that, okay? It's a kind of selective mutism. Can't help it, so don't mock it. He says the last part with intensity. Anderson either doesn't notice or ignores it. Right, right. So, yeah, just stand here, and when we double back, we'll know exactly where we started in this fucked up mall back rooms hallway type of deal.
Do you really think leaving a kid here by himself is a good idea?
Do you want to leave it up to Dookie over there?
It's Duke! My name is Duke Anderson Rivers. The Y is silent.
Okay, well, it's Anderson Basil Rivers now, thanks. I got my Catholic name from your side of the family, so remember it at least.
That's downright silly. Why would you choose the same name twice?
Silly, it's a lot easier to remember this way. Why the fuck is my middle name even Basil?
Fuck you. Basil makes more sense than parsley. Who picked parsley? I did. They're my two favorite pizza toppings. Very meaningful because I was planning a pizza party while Rena, your mother, was giving birth. We were both working very hard that day, I'll tell you. So I take it Rena came up with Atticus and Anderson since all you brought to this genetic party was pizza toppings.
Well, I guess having a theme isn't the worst thing in the world, Atticus. At least they're not our first names.
Well, actually, I named you both outright. Full offense intended. Where the fuck did you get the name Atticus from? Well, I read this book about this smart man, see, and I thought if I named my sweet baby girl after this smart dad, she'd grow up just as smart. Also, it's the only book I've ever managed to read, and I wanted to remember the achievement forever. Okay, I guess that's not horrible.
Okay, so what about me? Did it just roll off the tongue? Anderson and Atticus? Duke scratches his head with as much contemplation as he can possibly muster.
Well, you know, I was mostly prepared for girl dadhood. Joe already has a son, so I was all in on my little Addie. I kind of forgot there were two of you, so when you came out twos, I looked at Rena holding you and thought, there's Rena and her son Anderson.
Atticus's jaw drops.
Holy shit.
Scott tries to stifle a laugh, poorly. Are you serious? I was born first. How was I the afterthought?
Well, I was a little late getting in the room. Pizza and Jobert needing me and all that. I did make it in time for my little Addie, though.
He pinches her cheek as she smacks his hand away. She turns to her brother, communicating using a mental link.
I hate this man, Anderson. Anderson, just let me stab him. I'll take back my anti-murder stance. Just let me stab him.
Anderson sighs and responds aloud. If Pimples doesn't come through, I need someone to mark where we started. We can't stab our actually maybe real father.
Come again, coward.
Anderson tries to reach up and sling an arm around Duke's shoulder, coming up painfully short. Instead, he smacks his father on the back. That's what fatherhood is for, right, Dad? Atticus and I need you. Need you to keep us safe. Can't you do that for your only kids? Duke sheds a tear of joy and pulls Anderson in for a hug.
It would be an honor, son.
I love family bonding. Atticus shakes her head and shoots Anderson a sympathetic smile. This family is deranged. And with that, that concludes the Span of Secrets demo. So a lot to unpack here. We got Atticus and Anderson from somewhere in 2.5. We got our dear dad Dookie straight out of 1998, and classic beloved tin character Scott. Maybe.
God, I think when we were so I kind of wrote the scene out and then I gave it to Max to read through and make edits and changes and just be my proofreader, my beta reader, I guess. And one of the changes you made was that like Scott joke. Um, but I misread it as scut, which is where that came from. And to this day, this still is one of my favorite things. I know yours is the pizza joke. Or no, I'm sorry, the and her son joke, but I just can't get over scut. So bad.
So anyway, uh this is the span of secrets. This is a very small portion of the adventure that Beth has planned. If you want to stay up to date, I do hope to be posting some dev diaries on our YouTube, probably posting a lot of updates in the Discord. So if you're not a member, now's the time to join if you want to follow along with this game dev journey. Um, Thank you as always for supporting the show. We've been doing this for over 7 years now, and so it's so nerve wracking to branch into something so different. But we built this universe, and it's exciting to have the opportunity to do something in a different medium. So thank you all. Happy New Year. Beth, do you have anything to sign off with?
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video ideally. And if you do play the game, I really hope you like it. Happy New Year. Don't mind if we just replace all of these assets. So sorry, but
Oh yeah, if you're not watching this, in the bottom left corner, just as a little reminder, this is an early alpha work in progress and content is not final. So just imagine this all polished, looking beautiful. That's what it's going to be. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. Prepare for what I hope is not an inevitable delay announcement, but life is life,
no, we
right?
got this.
No, we
Nah,
got
fuck
this.
life. We
We
got
got
this.
this.
Yeah, exactly. We got this.
We got this.
When you're when your game jam, we got this.
One, 1 year game jam starting now. Anderson face. Anderson face.
Anderson face.
Dookie scratches his head. Fuck.
That was like the first one you got though.
I know. I was really trying to keep an eye on that.